Ezekiel chapter 23. 1 And the word of Jehovah came to me, saying, 2 Son of man, there were 2 women, the daughters of one woman. 3 And they committed fornication in Egypt, in their youth they committed fornication, there their breasts were pressed, and there their virgin bosoms were handled. 4 And their names were Ola, the older one, and Olibah, her sister, and they became mine, and they bore sons and daughters. And as for their names, Samaria is Ola, and Jerusalem is Olibah. 5 And Ola committed fornication instead of remaining with me, and she lusted after her lovers, after the Assyrians, who were close to her. 6 Who were clothed in purple, governors and officials, all of them desirable young men, horsemen riding horses. 7 And she bestowed her fornication upon them, all of them the choice men of Assyria, and with all whom she lusted after, with all their idols, she defiled herself. 8 And she did not abandon her fornication from her time in Egypt, for in her youth they had lain with her, and they had handled her virgin bosom, and they had poured out their fornication upon her. 9 Therefore I gave her into the hand of her lovers, into the hand of the Assyrians whom she lusted after. 10 They uncovered her nakedness, they took her sons and daughters, and they slew her with the sword. And she became a byword among women, and they executed judgments upon her. 11 And her sister Olibah saw this, but she was more corrupt in her lust than she, and more corrupt in her fornication than the fornication of her sister. 12 She lusted after the Assyrians, governors and officials, who were close to her, clothed splendidly, horsemen riding horses, all of them desirable young men. 13 Then I saw that she was defiled. Both had taken the same way. 14 And she increased her fornication, when she saw men portrayed upon the wall, images of Chaldeans portrayed in vermilion. 15 Girded with belts upon their loins, with flowing turbans on their heads, all of them looking like officers, like the Babylonians of Chaldea, the land of their birth. 16 She lusted after them, her eyes seeing them, and she sent messengers to them in Chaldea. 17 And the Babylonians came to her at the bed of love and defiled her with their fornication. And when she had been defiled by them, her desire for them departed. 18 Thus she uncovered her fornication and she uncovered her nakedness, and my desire for her departed, as my desire for her sister had departed. 19 Yet she multiplied her fornication by recalling the days of her youth, when she committed fornication in the land of Egypt. 20 And she lusted after their paramours, whose flesh is like the flesh of donkeys and whose issue is like the issue of horses. 21 Thus you sought after the lewdness of your youth, when the Egyptians handled your bosom because of the breasts of your youth. 22 Therefore, O Olibah, thus says the Lord Jehovah, I am now rousing your lovers against you, from whom your desire departed, and am bringing them against you from all around. 23 The Babylonians and all the Chaldeans, Pekod and Shah and Koa, all the Assyrians with them, desirable young men, governors and officials all of them, officers and men of renown, all of them riding on horses. 24 And they will come against you with weapons, chariots and wheels, and with a company of peoples, they will set shield and buckler and helmet against you all around. And I will set judgment before them, and they will judge according to their judgments. 25 And I will set my jealousy against you that they may deal with you in wrath, they will remove your nose and your ears, and your residue will fall by the sword, they will take your sons and your daughters, and they will consume your residue with fire. 26 They will also strip you of your garments and take your beautiful articles. 27 Thus I will put an end to your lewdness and to your fornication brought from the land of Egypt, so that you will not lift up your eyes to them or remember Egypt any more. 28 For thus says the Lord Jehovah, I am now giving you into the hand of those whom you hate, into the hand of those from whom your desire has departed. 29 And they will deal with you in hatred and will take all that you have gained, and they will abandon you, naked and bare, and the nakedness of your fornication will be uncovered, both your lewdness and your fornication. 30 These things will be done to you because you have gone after the nations as a harlot, because you have defiled yourself with their idols. 31 You have walked in the way of your sister, therefore I will give her cup into your hand. 32 Thus says the Lord Jehovah, you will drink your sister's cup, deep and wide, you will be a laughingstock and a mockery, it contains much. 33 You will be filled with drunkenness and sorrow, the cup of horror and desolation, the cup of your sister Samaria. 34 And you will drink it and drain it and gnaw at its shards, and you will tear out your breasts, for I have spoken, declares the Lord Jehovah. 35 Therefore thus says the Lord Jehovah, because you have forgotten me and have cast me behind your back, bear now as well your lewdness and your fornication. 36 And Jehovah said to me, Son of man, will you judge Aholah and Aholibah? Then declare their abominations to them. 37 For they have committed adultery, and blood is on their hands, indeed they have committed adultery with their idols and have also caused their children, whom they bore unto me, to pass through fire to their idols, to be devoured. 38 Moreover they have done this to me, they have defiled my sanctuary on the same day and have profaned my Sabbaths. 39 For when they slaughtered their children to their idols, they entered my sanctuary on the same day to profane it, and they have even done this in the midst of my house. 40 Furthermore, they sent for men who come from afar, to whom a messenger was sent, and indeed they came, for them you bathed, painted your eyes, and decked yourself with ornaments. 41 And you sat upon a splendid bed with a table prepared before it, on which you had set my incense and my oil. 42 And the sound of a multitude without care was with her, and drunkards were brought from the wilderness with people of the common sort, who put bracelets upon the hands of the women and beautiful crowns on their heads. 43 Then I said concerning her who was worn out by adulteries, will they now commit fornication with her when she is thus? 44 But they went into her as they would to a woman who is a harlot, thus they went into Aholah and to Aholibah, the lewd women. 45 And righteous men, they will judge them with the judgment of adulteresses and with the judgment of women who shed blood, because they are adulteresses and blood is on their hands. 46 For thus says the Lord Jehovah, bring up a company against them, and give them up to terror and plunder. 47 And the company will stone them with stones and cut them down with their swords, they will slay their sons and their daughters and burn their houses with fire. 48 Thus I will cause lewdness to cease from the land, that all women may be admonished not to conduct themselves in the way of your lewdness. 49 And they will bring your lewdness upon you, and you will bear the sins of having your idols, and you will know that I am the Lord Jehovah.